Assalamualaikum and greetings everyone. I'm Luqman bin Zulkanain, student ID 2100003 and 9, and today I'll be presenting on my information insurance project. And the title of my project is Development of Security Program, and my main target will be maybank. So first of all, we are going to be going through the project overview. So why cybersecurity matters for Maybank? So first of all, Maybank operates in a high-risk financial sector, making Maybank a prime target for cyber threats. And this means that customer trust and regulatory compliance are very depending on a strong security program. So to protect customers' confidence, Maybank need to follow the law and also have a strong cybersecurity system. So what is the objective of my project? First of all, is to develop a comprehensive security program for Maybank to mitigate cyber risk. My project aims to create a full security plan to protect Maybank from cyber attacks and enhance data protection, risk management, and compliance. I want to also improve how Maybank handles customer data, manage risk, and also follow the rules and regulation. So what are the key areas that will be covered inside my project? So the first one is risk assessment. Then we have compliance strategy, security policies and procedures, technical controls, and lastly is the incident response. So first of all, let's talk about Maybank. Maybank is founded in 1960 and is the largest bank in Malaysia and among the top financial institutions in Southeast Asia. It is operating in 18 countries with more than 16 million customers. It offers services such as retail and corporate banking, investment and Islamic banking, and also insurance and wealth management. What are the digital transformation that is being provided by Maybank? First of all, is Maybank to You, which is a leading digital banking platform. Maybank to You is widely used for online banking and is a key part of their digital service. And secondly, is a commitment to cybersecurity in financial services. Maybank focuses on keeping all its digital services secure from cyber threats. So, what are the critical assets and data that is present in Maybank institution? First of all, it's financial and customer data. Sensitive information such as credit card detail, loans, and transaction, and also security measures like multi-factor authentication, data encryption is very crucial for Maybank to run its business. Then we have proprietary and risk management data, internal financial model and risk assessment to optimize banking strategies, and strict access control and threats monitoring preventing from any data leaks to happen. Then we will also have the regulatory and compliance data such as GDPR, PDPA, PCI DSS compliance. All of this includes the audit logs and regulatory reports, and all of these are very confidential and to prevent legal and reputational risks. And lastly is the key system and application, mainly the Maybank to You, core banking system, CRM, and ERP. So the security tools that are being implemented in all these key systems are CM and IDPS or IPS and also DLP. So by conducting a risk assessment on Maybank's asset, we can list down some risks and also the likelihood, impact, also the mitigation strategy for said risk. So the first one that I found is phishing attacks. Phishing attacks can occur on their email towards all the employees inside Maybank. The likelihood is quite high and the impact is quite high. So how to mitigate this is through employee training, email filtering, and anti-phishing tools. Then we also have ransomware, and the likelihood is lower than phishing attack, but the impact is quite high as well. So to mitigate this, we need to implement endpoint protection, regular backups, network segmentation. The other risk is insider threats, same as ransomware with medium likelihood and high impact. To mitigate this, we need to have a strict access control, and behavioral analytics. Then for financial fraud, it's very likely to happen inside Maybank, since Maybank is a very widely established financial institution, and the impact of financial fraud is also quite high. So the mitigation strategy is to implement multi-factor authentication and also transaction monitoring. And lastly is third-party vulnerabilities with likelihood of medium and high. And to mitigate this, vendor security assessment need to be done, and also compliance requirement needs to also be conducted. So next, we are going to be talking about the compliance strategy. We are going to see the act, law, and regulation that Maybank need to comply in order to implement all their cybersecurity measures, policies, and so on. So the first one is based on GDPR, or General Data Protection Regulation, for the EU customer, European customer. So what GDPR is, it mainly wants to protect customer data privacy. They want to ensure personal information is handled lawfully, transparently, and also securely. So Maybank needs to ensure the encryption, anonymization, and customers' right to access their own data and delete their own data. Then we have PDPA, or Personal Data Protection Act. PDPA enforces strict access control policies for personal data. It ensures breach notification policy in case of any unauthorized data exposure. Then we also have PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. What PCI DSS is that it regulates the secure processing of credit card transaction and require any institution that are using credit card to have end-to-end encryption and tokenization to protect their payment data. And lastly, we have the Financial Services Act of 2013 and also Islamic Financial Service Act 2013. This act stated some for anti-money laundering compliance to prevent any financial crimes, and also internal risk assessment and financial statement reporting for regulatory oversight. So what security policy framework that Maybank needs to implement in their security? So first of all is information security policy. Maybank need to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability or CIA of their digital asset. They need to implement access control, encryption, regular security audits, and many more to make sure that their information security is tight and the policy is there. Next policy is acceptable use policy. Is a step to establish the guidelines for responsible IT usage. This policy is to restrict any installation of unauthorized software and receipt on activities to avoid any malicious malware to invade the system. Next, we have password policy. We might need to ensure that internally the password that are being used require 12 characters or more with complexity rules such as using symbols, and mandates the usage of multi-factor authentication for critical system access. Then we also have incident response plan, where Maybank needs to define structured steps for identifying, containing, and also mitigating any security incidents that might happen in the future. This includes incident escalation processes and post-incident reviews. And lastly is the data classification policy, where maybe I need to categorize data as public, internal, confidential, and highly confidential. This requires any encryption and also access restriction for any sensitive data. So after implementing those policies, what Maybank can do is implement these technical controls. The first one is firewalls and CM. One of the firewall is next generation firewall, or NGFW block to block unauthorized access and detect any anomalies that are in the architecture of Maybank system. And there's also CM tools to collect and analyze any security logs in real time inside the system as well. Then we have encryption technology. End-to-end encryption secures any financial transaction from being stolen by outsiders. Then there's also database encryption to protect any stored customer data. Then endpoint protection and mobile security. Advanced endpoint detection and response, or EDR tools, prevent any malware and ransomware attacks. And mobile device management, MDM, enforce security on employee or customer mobile access, making sure that the mobile is not any other place that the cyber attackers can exploit. Then we also have the intrusion detection slash prevention system. IDS monitor any network traffic for suspicious activity, and IPS is the system that will automatically block any cyber threats before they spread inside the system. So after maybe I have implemented the technical controls and also the policies, they need to take some initiative to conduct the security awareness program. So I've divided into two for this section. The first one is the security training program structure. So how the structure of the program is first that the program need to be conducted for onboarding security training for the onboarding of new employees. The employees receive mandatory cybersecurity training during onboarding. Then they should also have periodic awareness campaign, monthly or quarterly security newsletter, webinars, and also interactive workshop for the current employees. And lastly, simulated cybersecurity drills. Maybe I need to conduct phishing simulation to test employee awareness and simulate cyber attack response exercise for the IT team. Then for the next part is the key training topics covered. So what topics will be covered in this training is first about phishing awareness. Employees learn how to detect fake emails, links, and also social engineering scams. The employees need to have a hands-on simulated phishing test to improve their awareness on phishing. Then next is password hygiene. It's very important to have a very strong, unique password and secure storage method. And also the employers also need to have the training for the MFA, multi-factor authentication. And lastly is about the incident reporting procedures, where employees are trained to report suspicious activities immediately and also clear escalations procedure for any security events. Next, Maybank also need to have their own incident response plan. So what the plan is the first phase of the plan is to detect and identify. CM and IDPS or IPS tool can monitor the system 24/7, while the employee can report any anomalies via the internal alert system. Then respond and containment. The incident response team or IRT can immediately isolate any affected system from the attack, and emergency patching and forensic investigation can begin. Lastly is the recovery and restoration. Need any encrypted backups restore data after the cyber attack, and system integrity check to make sure that the security is okay, is stable after the attack before resuming any operation. So I have a table here mentioning the roles of the important individuals or important team inside Maybank. So the first is for CISO, where he needs to oversee the entire incident response strategy. Then the IRT to investigate, contain, and mitigate any threats. IT operation team to restore system and applies security patches. The legal and compliance team need to ensure regulatory reporting and compliance. And lastly, for the corporate communication, need to manage public and customer notification to tell to the public. So here I propose the implementation roadmap on how Maybank can implement their security program for phase one, from the first month to second month for assessment and also planning. They can conduct risk assessment and finalize any security policies that is present inside Maybank. For phase two, core security implementation from month 3 to month 6. Maybank can deploy firewalls, CM, endpoints, protection, and also encryption inside the system. Then from month 6 to month 9 for security awareness and training. As I said before, for employee training, phishing awareness, and security drills that needed to be done. And lastly, for phase 4 from month 9 to month 12, incident response and compliance, implement any response plan, audits, and also compliance tool. So this will total up to 1 year of roadmap for the implementation for Maybank security program. So to conclude my project, Maybank cybersecurity strategy enhance security, compliance, and also risk management. Risk assessment can help in identifying and mitigating any cyber threats effectively, especially in Maybank, where cyber threat is a very big risk and very big threat to their assets. Security policy and awareness training improve employee vigilance. In that security policy and also any awareness training can help in improving the employees and mitigating any future attacks that might happen. Technical control can strengthen Maybank's defense against attack. So another part of security is also the technical part. Not only the employees, and technical control plays a big role in that. And lastly, incident response and implementation roadmap ensure for a long-term resilience. So that's all from me. Thank you.